to another episode of Music Can't Be Quarantined. We are back here at the Acoustic Shop. I am John, and we're glad to be back with you for another round of great. Look at this, we got a duo. This is awesome. It's going to be a lot of fun, and I'm really looking forward to it. Jason's got extra audio going, it's just really cool. But this has been a cool series that has happened. You all know that we have a very serious situation going on right now with a virus, and it has shut down the world. It has shut down all the music, all kinds of stuff that's gone. Music, entertainment, sports, everything has been shut down, including restaurants and other things. So we're working our way through it and trying to do something that is a little bit fun and exciting, which is concert series is in here for the musicians. A lot of musicians got to the point where they had nobody to play for or no places to play. And as I've told you in weeks before, there have been some artists that were actually on tour at venues and were told, hey, there's no show tonight. We're going to shut it down. Some of them even did sound checks and that. So we're here to kind of do something a little bit different. These people who haven't had gigs and local people, and some of you don't know this, but believe it or not, this guy's becoming local. Is that weird? Can you believe it? Yeah. Anyway, we're bringing in a lot of our local talent because there's a lot in Springfield area, and we're raising funds for those people who aren't working, and we're really, really glad to have that happening. There's going to be a link that is right below, I believe, right here. There's one in the description. Jeremy's going to be putting it throughout the comments. We want you guys to share this. We want you to start watch parties. Get this going so that we get it spread. The more people that watch it, the more that we're able to raise. And there's a link to a site called Fundraiser. And all that money is going to the artists that are playing for the evening. So it will usually last about 2 weeks, and you can continue to put those donations in there. We sure would appreciate every single dollar that gets in here. If you got, whatever, 50 cents, put it in there. We'd love to see that. So all the money's going to the artists, and we're real proud to be able to be part of this. Also, it's going to give us the opportunity to hear some great music. Huh? You can't hear? It's not working? We can hear you, but use the microphone. Oh, okay. Can't hear me because the microphone over here. I'm going to move over to this microphone right here. Sorry, Alan, I'm going to try to socially distance my movement from you a little bit right here. Anyway, we are glad to be with you tonight. Again, that link is going to be above as well as below. Please donate. We'd love to have you be part of this. Again, also share and start watch parties. It's a whole lot of fun when we can all sit and chat about it. We're all going to talk about Alan and how he holds his banjo. It's going to be an interesting conversation. Do you do anything interesting while holding the banjo? Nothing. We had Alan actually on one of the Ozark Music Shop episodes, I believe last year. It was a lot of fun. We talked about a lot of great music. This guy is truly a living legend, icon in bluegrass banjo. I know, I'm going to put it all on there. And I've grown up listening to him. I'm so fortunate to have got to play with him. And Kitty, it's been great to meet you over the last few years. It has been really, really cool. This is going to be a whole bunch of fun, great music. So I'm not going to keep talking too much more. I want to get into the music and get it started. So right now we're going to get you started with Alan Munde and Miss Kitty.
All right. We're going to play, and if you want to join in as we drift through this tune, we're going to play a little tune called Red Wing just to get our fingers situated on our strings and play a little bit. So we'll ask you just, if you feel like joining in, please do. something about that tune, just real quick. That's a tune from the turn of a previous century called Red Wing. But what it really is a tune, and I can never remember if it's Schumann or Schubert. I'm sure people out there will know. Wrote a series of pieces for children to learn to play the keyboards, and it was a tune called the Happy or Merry Farmer. And it went like this. Sounds just like Red Wing. Sherbert, it was Sherbert. Orange Sherbert was his name. But anyway, Joe Carr, a colleague of mine, and I wrote a book called Prairie Nights to Neon Lights, a story of country music in West Texas, and we interviewed a lot of people out in West Texas and asked them what was one of the earliest tunes they have memory of, and almost all of them mentioned Red Wing. So it was a real popular tune and worthy of being such. So we're going to invite Jeremy up here, play a sort of a pop tune.
Pop quiz tune.
Yeah, a pop quiz tune, and we can do it just as a trio, be fine. It's one, I forget who the writers are, but it's called All of Me. Are you ready, buddy?
No.
waiting to hear all the cars honk as they go by as they're listening to this, but I guess it's too soundproof in here to
Yeah, we
hear.
did a lot of insulation in here.
Right, right. So that's a tune. Was turned on to a lot of these songs early on by a guy named Slim Ritchie. Did you ever know Slim? His original name was David Michael Ritchie, but he went by the name of Slim for many, many years and played a lot of those pop kind of tunes. And also a Beth Mead, really fine banjo player, and she and I did a book called, what is it called? The Great American Banjo Songbook that's got 70, count them, 70 of those kinds of tunes in there. 7-0. All at a very reasonable price, and very beautiful arrangements, but all sort of bluegrass, pop kinds of stuff. So there's that. Do you think we could?
Stepping away again? Or we're letting you run the show here.
Oh, have you? Oh, what a big mistake. All right. We're going to play a waltz here.
I'll get out of the way.
You can, or you can, if you recognize it, you can jump right in. And
I'll play quietly if I don't.
Right. We've actually done it before, but if you don't recall it, that's fine.
Just the Monday.
Yeah. I've used to go to a lot of fiddle contests with, when I was in college with Byron Berline, and still go to them down in Texas when I'm down there. And waltzes have kind of fallen out of favor at fiddle contests because they don't have enough time to get them in, I guess. So in my effort to revive interest in waltzes, I've written one. And I call it very cleverly the Monday Night Waltz. All right, here we go. Key of D, boys and girls.
love that tune.
It's beautiful. I'm glad you like it. It's sort of somewhat loosely, not at all based on an old fiddle tune called the Wednesday Night Waltz. That if you go on YouTube and you look at Wednesday Night Waltz, you'll find about 100 different variations of it. And I thought, well, I'm going to play my own notes.
That's what I've been doing all night.
So you could call it Jeremy's
Spelled with a
Waltz.
E.
Yeah.
M-E with...
And anyway, have a good time doing that. What else have we got on? Yeah, let's do that.
I'm going to get out of your way again.
Right. This is a tune, another waltz, since we're into this waltz mode. And I'm trying to become, I haven't been able to become a banjo picking star. I've tried all these many years. So I'm going to have a fallback position. It's going to be the waltz king of the banjo. So that Monday Night Waltz is an offering, and this next one is yet another one. And it's a little sort of more jazzy feel tune called Monday's Child. Wrote it for my daughter. All right. I can hear the love pouring through the air. Yeah. All right.
Dance tune.
Yeah, yeah.
You didn't dance on it.
Yeah, we could have.
Dance on the bass.
I wonder if John and Jeremy would be interested in coming back. And I can go ahead and get started. And you can just drift in if you care to. And this is a tune we've played in the past, and I'm going to hope you remember it.
No. I don't know what it is, but I don't.
Yeah, one called Peaches and Cream,
Oh, yeah.
which I wrote this actually when I was with Jimmy Martin. I played in Jimmy Martin's band for a couple years. 1969 to 1971. I wrote this inspired by a Chet Atkins, Homer and Jethro recording that I got. And they played really, really beautiful arrangements of beautiful, beautiful melodies. So I thought I would try my hand at trying a beautiful arrangement of a beautiful melody, but it turned out to be Peaches and Cream. That doesn't get any better than that.
That was great.
You guys?
So many ways it gets better than that.
I don't even know if you know this, but this has actually became a fan favorite of all of Dad's students. I hear that song more than you would ever believe in the back rooms of here. So seriously, I
think it's more around the tempo.
that's what I'm practicing.
It's fine.
It's a great song.
I love it. I love it.
It is.
I love it especially because they're going to all send me money, aren't they?
Yeah, I guarantee you they are.
Yeah, that's
They're
been the
doing
real
it
beauty
right
of
now.
this.
I think right now they're tipping you.
On the
Yeah.
fundraiser account, they are tipping you right now. In fact, guys, be tipping right now. All you
Right.
banjo students of Bill's,
Yeah.
be tipping right
Every
now.
time that you played that song, it was
That's
$1.
it. That's right.
Yeah, $1, that'd be great.
That'll do it.
Yeah. Actually, 9 cents would work, but $1 would be great. Yeah, you know, it's a funny old world, the music. business, isn't it? You know, you write these tunes and you throw them out there into the universe, and they stick all these places, and but they never come back in any meaningful way. You know, they just, it's like the virus. You know, it goes out into the universe. Some of it just falls to the ground, but others stick and make people really sick. Let's. I
Way to
think I'm
sell
not
that.
on it. Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah, let's move on from that. Let's do since we have John and Jeremy here, and
His mic's about to fall.
Yeah.
Clear down. It's going to be awesome.
Now we can hear him.
I meant
It's all that viral talk.
I mentioned earlier I worked with Jimmy Martin, and we'll do a Jimmy Martin tune. And for banjo players out there, there's some really great Jimmy Martin instrumentals, but many of them, or several of them, are similar in nature. And this is one of them that nobody plays, but it's similar to others that he's got. And he did it probably back in the 60s, and it's a tune called Leavin' Town. But it was recorded, the banjo player on the recording is a little-known banjo player named Paul Kraft. Do you know that name?
I had heard it, but I can't.
Okay, Paul went on to be a songwriter, and he wrote Midnight Flyer.
Mm-hmm.
He wrote Midnight Flyer. He wrote Drop Kick Me Jesus Through the Goalposts of Life.
One of the greats.
Yeah,
one
one
of the
other
greatest.
great.
Just the title alone. If you didn't have any lyrics to that song,
Right.
it's already a one.
Right, and he wrote several others, but I think his actually, you know, in his own way, his claim to fame was, I think he was the publisher of the song The Gambler.
Really?
Yeah. And so, but Paul started out, you know, a student at the University of Virginia in Charlottesville, Virginia, and actually knew Jeff Stelling. They were buddies. Jeff Stelling is the maker of these banjo that I play. And Paul wanted to be a professional banjo player and specifically play in Jimmy Martin's band. And he learned to play and got good enough. And he recorded this Leavin' Town. He's also the banjo player on Jimmy Martin's Train 45. A lot of people thought it was J.D. Crowe, but it was Paul Kraft. Don't Give Your Heart to a Rambler. Paul Kraft
Really?
was the banjo player, yeah. So he recorded a lot of sort of keen songs that are well known for Jimmy, but this is one of them, and I don't play it as good as Paul, but I'll give it a try. It's one called Leavin' Town. Jimmy liked all those snappy endings. So, and he always liked the sort of little flourishes in there, you know, he thought that was real cute, and I did too. I loved it. I love doing it,
I like it myself.
doing that, yeah.
I should have done it.
Actually, and the mandolin player on there is Paul Williams. You know that name,
Yeah.
Paul
Yes,
Williams?
absolutely.
Really great singer, and a really fine, solid mandolin player too. So
Still out there singing and singing his hind out.
I know. It's
Great singer.
It's amazing. You know, both he and Bobby Osborne, I think, are in their 80s, and they both. I'm really impressed. You know,
Especially as much power as they've been singing all these years, to just not lose it, still have that much.
I know it's amazing. It's amazing for sure. Well, what do we got there? Darcy Farrow. Let's try that one.
All right.
This is a song that I recorded on my very first instrumental album, Banjo Sandwich, 1975, on the Ridge Runner label. And
Between burritos and sandwiches
right. And
and peaches and cream, you got a lot
Yeah.
of food themes going on here.
well,
I have to say, this is one of my favorite album covers of all time. I remember this because my dad loved this album a lot, and I listened to it a lot. And anytime you can mix a sandwich with a horse and farm and all that stuff all on one cover, you won.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
automatic.
Appealing to all the demographics.
right. Oh yeah. Going, you know, right for the jugular of bluegrass. It was if you've never seen it, it's available in CD format from almundesbanjocollege.com if you care to do that. And don't forget
great
the
album.
.com. It doesn't work without that .com thing on it. But it's into the frame comes a hand holding a hot dog.
Yeah, that's right.
The other side of the frame is a horse coming out to eat it. And then there's a barn in the background.
See?
So that's,
I remember things.
yeah, what's not to love about that?
It was the 70s.
Yeah,
But I love that. I guess a hot dog is a sandwich. So I guess
Oh,
the
definitely.
hot dog definitely mixes into the sandwich theme. Banjo sandwich.
A hot dog alone is not a sandwich. You need the bun there.
right.
This is somehow turned into a Seinfeld episode.
You guys need a live audience.
Yeah. Well, actually, they don't.
We
Cameras
entertain
aren't even on,
ourselves.
guys. We tricked you.
Yeah.
We just want you guys to hang out with us. So
This is a song that has words, although we're going to play it instrumentally. And it's called Darcy Farrow, and it's written by two guys. I can only remember one name, Steve Gillette. And the story was that he took a class in folklore at UCLA, and their assignment was to go out and collect a song. You know, go out into the world, find somebody that knew songs and collect a song and bring it back to class. And as with a lot of youth, he didn't do that.
Partying.
He was out partying probably
was
back
it
in
Lake of the Ozarks?
yeah, right. Right. And so he wrote one that sounded like an old folk song, and it's called Darcy Farrow, and it's got the words have a murder in it. There's a death involved. But I like just the melody of it. And I learned it from a fellow Country Gazette member named Kenny Wirtz. Kenny sang this one time, and I thought it was real pretty, and he sang it in the key of F. So I wanted to play it in the key of F. And one of my banjo heroes is a banjo player named Alan Shelton. And he recorded many tunes with Jim and Jesse. And several of them, he played them in F, you know, just for banjo players. If you want to get a close-up of
This is
that
important.
right there.
That'll be $3.
Donate to your fundraiser account right now.
It's an F. And a lot of banjo players, and I would have done the same thing, would put a capo on and play in some other
You mean-
key that's a
You
little...
mean like I'm gonna do?
yeah, like this
Amateur.
Amateur.
He could never belong to the musicians union.
He can't pay his dues.
So here is one one called Darcy Farrow. And just so you at home can know what's going on, because the little inside secrets of band and arranging things. I'll tell you a little secret. We're each going to play it twice.
He was actually letting us know that right there. That wasn't for you guys.
Thank you for handing off that secret, Alan.
Okay, here we go. The key of F has its own resonance, that no other key quite sounds like that. And in the classical world at one time, and they may still do it, is they had emotions. Each key had its own set of emotions. Whether B flat was joyous and sprightly, or E flat was somber. So. And it's true. I mean, I don't know about the descriptions of them, but every key on an instrument resonates in a little different way, to where, they're just real. Some keys are real special for certain kinds of things, and F is a real great Darcy Farrow key.
It is.
Here's your theory, Jeremy.
There we go. That was some deep music.
So are we going to get even further into the argument of A440 or A438? Are we going to get into that one?
Well, that's all part of it, you see.
I think I saw Jimmy Martin and Carlton Haney talking about this.
Right. They had a very
Pythagorean.
right, they had a very fruitful discussion.
Pythagoras.
If you
Right,
haven't
right.
seen that video, it has gone viral. I
I
actually
was
believe,
standing there.
Yes,
and I
me and
didn't
Jeremy
make-
and
I
Jason
have another
were
video
all
from a
there.
different side of that. But we were standing there when they were filming that, and Jimmy
believe-
Martin and Carlton Haney just discussing the deep origins of music with
Oh, yeah.
Pythagorean theorem.
And
Yeah, and they would know for sure.
they sure look like it.
Both of those people, yes.
Jimmy kept saying, I don't know what you're talking about, but I sang that one high.
Yeah, I pick it hard. You just pick it good. Yeah, no, but it is. It's, but anyway, I won't get too much into this myself.
There was somebody, I do want to stop for 1 second. I've had a couple people that were commenting online. They want to know what the logo is on your sweatshirt. I don't know if you guys know this, but Alan has become a fashion statement throughout the acoustic music world, and everybody is wondering, what is going on with your sweatshirt tonight, Alan?
Well, I'm going to turn around and show you.
Wait a second. I don't think we have a censor for that.
No, it's all okay. It's all okay. But I will say that there are people all around the globe when they get up in the morning and they look at themselves in the mirror, they ask the question, what will Alan Munde wear? You know,
I am almost certain it is probably going to be based on some sort of sweatshirt
T-shirt.
combination, T-shirt
Calls those
combination.
sweaters.
Sweaters. Oh, I haven't seen very many of the sweaters. I've seen a lot
they're
of the
sweatshirts.
sweatshirts.
yeah. Well,
We're
first
gonna
of all,
start an Alan Munde line here at the shop.
first of all,
Yellow sweatshirt.
this is a waitress sort of posed because this is a sweater that comes from a place that's advertised on the back, which I'm very partial to. It's gone. I lived in Levelland, Texas, and Levelland, Texas is the truth in advertising capital of West Texas. It's very, very level. And it was named Levelland for Admiral Levelland of the Texas Navy. No, that's not right. Oh, it was named for the topography of the area. That's what it was named for. But
Can
I'm
see how
gonna
you get those mixed up.
see if you can get a good shot of this.
This is important stuff right here.
Can you see that?
The
think I
Mean
got
Woman
it.
Grill.
The Mean Woman Grill.
The mean, I have seen many a bumper sticker from, I believe, students and stuff who were going to school there and would talk about the mean woman. I never made it down there. I wanted to, by the way. I tried real hard to become a student. In case you don't know this, Alan and Joe Carr were both part of a bluegrass music
We should be
program.
calling him Professor.
Professor, that's right. In Levelland,
Texas.
Levelland, Texas.
Levelland, Texas.
The college was South Plains
College.
College, correct?
Yes.
I tell you, yes, correct, Alan. You are right. That is exactly what it was. But that was actually a dream of mine. Growing up in Colorado, I knew a lot of people that were that went to school down there, and I know a lot of people here that have went to school down there that been around. I didn't get accepted to go there. I think you were probably the one that declined my application.
It's very, very difficult to get in. You know. Now Jeremy probably could.
He probably would have got in.
Your daughter could probably get in, but it's pretty tough.
Mark Cassidy got in. So
Yes, Mark
Yeah,
Cassidy
Mark
was there.
Cassidy. That's right. Good old Mark.
we had the rest of his band on 2 weeks ago.
Oh, and
Nolan.
Nolan. Right. Nolan went there. Nolan, fantastic singer. Really
Powerful again.
powerful and can, is the word affect?
Depends on how you're using it.
A or E?
I think, affect many different kinds, styles of singing voice. You
It
know,
affects people.
Just
That's how you use it.
depending on which effect he has on his
No.
vocal
he can affect many different,
without any FX.
right?
You guys need an audience.
We need a grammarian, is what we need here. Anyway, Nolan and Mark were both students there, wonderful, wonderful people, great, great players. and it was a joy to have them. But anyway, the Mean Woman Grill was a place there, and they would advertise for waitresses. Waitress wanted, "Are you mean enough?" So
So they abuse the clientele when they're there.
they can. If
What's
you're-
your order, sir?
Yeah, if you're not pleasant, they can be. You don't get a hamburger. All right. What if Kitty and I just did one?
That's a perfect
Give
idea.
y'all a break.
That's a wonderful idea.
Earlier, we played a tune, that Peaches and Cream, that was inspired in part by Chet Atkins. And this is directly from Chet Atkins, although it's sort of a banjoized version of a Latin tune that he played, recorded on an album. On Facebook, sometimes you get challenged to post albums that are influential in your career. And I have never done it, but I'm going to just say it. This Chet Atkins record is called The Other Side of Chet Atkins, where he plays all on a nylon string Spanish guitar. And he plays this tune that I sort of worked up on the banjo, and it's called Sabrosa, which I checked, and it means delicious or tasty. We do need an audience. All right, very good. Well, maybe I'll throw one in here. What's that? Yeah, I'm going to do one. I'm going to do an Elliot Rogers tune, if that's okay. Elliot Rogers is our very, very good friend down in Dripping Springs, Driftwood. He's in Driftwood, Texas, and we play music with him quite a bit. He and his wife, Janice. She's from White Deer, by the way.
And Arkansas.
And Arkansas. White Deer, Texas, that is. And this is a tune he wrote as a sort of an old-timey tune. And it's got words, but I liked it just as an instrumental, so we're going to play it. And it's called, and you'd have to know the words to know what this refers to, but it's called Five Fall Down. But anyway, so we're going to give it a shot here in the key of C. And then we'll maybe call them back up and then do this one and take a break. Sounds wonderful. Okay, here we go. Listen to that crowd
Yes,
roar.
we're going with the crowd. I hope you guys are having fun with us tonight. I know we're enjoying chatting with these two here, talking about music. It has been awesome. In case you don't know, what we are here for, though, is a really cool I guess it would be a program. What is this? Huh? It's still not on? Nope. All right. It may be me. It might be me. Nope, it's not. Anyway, we are here tonight to talk. The camera's not here, but to talk about music. It is the Music Can't Be Quarantined series, and why we're doing this is, like we said before, this is to help out people who are not working. Normally, Alan's touring and playing all the time. He's doing so many shows, workshops. Every time I would see him on any social media platform, he's out in Switzerland, he's out in Texas, he's doing this, that, and the other. And obviously, that has stopped. So this has kind of become an outlet for a lot of these musicians to be able to do this. We are counting on your donations tonight to kind of continue this program. All of the money raised is going to the artists. We are not taking any of it as the Acoustic Shop or the Ozark Music Shop. In fact, we looked hard. Jason worked really hard to come up with a site that doesn't take very much of the overall proceeds at all. And they do ask for a donation if you feel like helping out a little bit more to keep programs like this to be able to get more funds to the people that are needed. Fundraisers are a really, really cool program for doing that. Lots of things are going on right now. I'll give you a little update of what's happening here at the shop. We are back open. We are under some new guidelines and some new rules. We're taking it serious. We're making sure everything is safe. So if you get a chance to come check us out, we'd love for you to do that. We're still doing those online orders and doing curbside pickup. So either way you can do that. What I really, really want to do and push you to continue to do is support local businesses, not just ours. Obviously, we would love that. We've done pretty well overall, and I'm so happy we've got to keep all of our staff. We didn't lose anybody. There were people we wanted to get rid of. We did not do that. We kept them all, and it's been due to you guys helping out, and we really, really appreciate your support. But there are a lot of other businesses that also need help, so please, look at those. Buy gift cards. That is one way you can support your local business or restaurant. Do this takeout. Do anything you can to support. I know you're enjoying sitting right now in your living room. You get to have concerts like this, and I know there's been a bunch of them online. Some of you guys are wearing out from it. Some of you are just getting it. That's why we're looking for artists who haven't been doing a lot of this. I haven't seen Alan on any social media here lately. I don't know what is going on with that, by the way.
Zuckerberg has, of all the, political speech is okay, but me,
He cut you out. I see.
Yeah.
I see how it goes. He's kept you off of the social medias.
Right, yeah.
Anyway, so we are trying to put in more acts that aren't in there, and they were acts that were working all the time. They definitely need your support. We want you to do that. Again, there's a link up in the description above. There is a link in the banner right below here. Make sure to go on there and donate. If it's $1, if it's $5, $10, you would have gone out. If you went out to a club tonight, you would have spent $5 or $10 on a cover plus your drinks. You're getting the chance to sit at home in your pajamas or whatever, lounging. You get the most comfortable seat, because I guarantee you that bar stool was not going to be comfortable anyway, and now you get to do it at home. So you save some money. You can put a little bit of that towards helping these artists and stuff that are continuing. And we want to continue to see this go. If you guys want to see this continue to go, please let us know. We're bringing in more acts. In fact, I just found out we are going to be doing a Big Smith concert, another local band, which they were scheduled to do, I think, quite a few shows this year. Didn't get to do any of them, but we are going to have them here. So you're the first to find out about this. It will be 2 weeks from tonight. So not next week, but the week after. It looks like we may be taking a break next week. I had somebody kind of in mind, and it may not be working out, so we'll see how that works. But right now, it looks like we will not be having one next week. But the following week, we will have Big Smith in here at the Acoustic Shop. Again, we'll try to create an event for that, advertise it, push it hard, and let you guys know about that. It'll be a whole bunch of fun. But again, we want you guys to be safe out there. Take care of, the best way to take care of yourself is to stay safe. I know some people are iffy about the masks and stuff, but clean your hands. Wash your hands. Alan, wash your hands. Wash your face, too, while you're at it. Anyway, be safe. Support these local businesses. We really want to see this continue. I know it's a tough time for a lot of people out there, and we want to see it continue to grow. So be out there and be vigilant in that. And we really appreciate all of you guys' support. I'm not going to talk anymore. I know I gave these guys a break because that's all I do is ramble. Jeremy and Jason always tease me, give me grief all the time because I ramble and ramble and ramble. Most of it doesn't even make any sense. Hopefully you don't care. And if you feel like teasing me and giving me grief about it, you can do that as well. So it's up to you. I don't know. I'll just let it continue. Anyway, we're going to get back to some more music. Please donate. We want to see these goals go all the way to the top. And now we'll get back to some more music. Banjo music. Everybody was sitting at home going, what will I do tonight? Banjo music. That's what they're going to do.
All right. Well, good for them. We're going to play a tune that was written, co-wrote with a really, really great bass player, wonderful human being, Roger Bush. Roger was in the Kentucky Colonels and is now in the Bluegrass Music Hall of Fame, as he deserves to be. And he called it Stymied, and I called it that, and recorded it with Sam Bush on an album called Together Again for the First Time. So here we go. We're going to do it. Ready? You know, I can play just about as well as I ever could. I just can't remember where I am. But when I do, man, this sounds really good to me.
Alan, there was somebody that asked for "I Saw Your Face in the Moon."
Honey,
Could you
yeah.
do that?
No, man.
I'm passing it on. You get to say whatever you want.
I know, I sure appreciate that. That's a really great song. It's an old Mac Wiseman song that Roland White recorded on his I Wasn't Born to Rock and Roll, but I Love to Cook CD record. And we did it, and I played a little banjo solo, and I'm glad they like it. But if I had Roland here, we'd do it. I promise. I promise. What's your second choice?
I'll let you know if another one shows up.
All righty. Well,
Aren't the ribbons trying?
well, we would have one a whole band for that one. Molly Bloom. Let's do that one. Here's a tune that I wrote. It's not the very first tune I ever wrote, but it's maybe the second tune. When I was still a kid in Oklahoma. I'm from Norman, Oklahoma originally. That's Boomer Sooner, by the way.
They hate it when he does that in Texas.
Yeah.
By the way, Ken Senior was watching. He was talking about Elliot Rodgers and how much of a genius he is.
I can only agree. I can only agree. He writes the most beautiful, well thought out, tender, loving, touching songs, and some silly ones too, but he can write them all. He's wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. And this is a tune for banjo players out there. It's just wondering, you know, people ask how you write tunes. They never ask me, but I've heard them ask other people. And can't remember his name now. Kruger. Jens. I attended his workshop one time, and he asked this. He did this. He played this note, and he says, "What a musician does is they play that note, and then they ask, what comes next?" And, you know, I guess for any creative field, you know, if you're a writer, you write a sentence, and then you ask the question, what comes next? If you're painting a picture, you put something in there, and what comes next? You know, you look at it and you go, wow, maybe this comes next. And that's how Molly Bloom, and actually everything I do, has gotten written. So here we go. This is Molly Bloom. And people ask me sometimes, Molly Bloom is a character in the novel Ulysses. But actually, it was a dog that some friends of mine had, who they named after the character in Ulysses. I didn't know that. I just thought it was a cool name for the dog. So here we go, Molly Bloom. Once again, I recorded that on a Poor Richard's Almanac, which is that group that Wayne Stewart and Sam Bush and I had very briefly in 1969 and it actually went on with Courtney Johnson but I was drafted by the Army and had to go away. They turned me down, but by then it was too late. All right, we should get these boys.
Request for Huckleberry hornpipe too.
Oh my God, well, let's do it.
Jason, are you going to play bass?
He's running the board.
Yeah, he's reading his email.
Oh. So,
You got it.
this is a tune that was written by Byron Berline, really one of the world's most fantastic old fiddle players, and a pretty good guy. And
Jamie Sloan.
Jamie Sloan. Hey, Jamie. He's out of Texas, too.
oh, is he?
Houston, yep. Sure enough.
Did he play this tune?
He requested it.
Oh, he did. Jamie Sloan.
This was my
I know
all-time
him.
favorite fiddle tune, like you said, from Byron Berline, and one I used to do when I did fiddle contests and stuff back in the day. This was a great tune. Byron was is amazing, and was amazing, and one of my favorite fiddle players of all time. Again, talk about albums. Dad's Favorites was another one of my favorite albums.
Right.
He played some of the greatest fiddle stuff that ever existed. We want to get him up here. I talked to him not too long ago, and he said he wants to come up here and do it, and we are going to try to get Byron Berline up here, because what I'd love to do, I'm going to put Alan on the spot, is get an Alan and Byron thing going on here, and I think that would be an awesome show
Maybe we
and
can bring
chat.
Sam Bush in too.
Yeah, right, yeah. Right, and maybe,
I'll give him a call.
That's what we're going to use Alan for, is to make all the connections. Call them all.
all right, I haven't rehearsed this very well. And it's,
You rehearsed?
I just did. Here we go.
tomahawk chop thing going on there.
I had a free hand at that moment, so
I thought it was either that or not. It was a ta-da! I wasn't sure which. That's a great song.
It is.
my gosh, it really is. And every time I play it, I think, man, I should play that all the time. But that's probably the first time I've played it quite a while. But it's really great. And I want to say this about Byron. When I knew Byron in college, playing the fiddle, he was great. But today, he's way better than he ever was. He is so good right now.
He's playing awesome. I've seen some
Oh,
videos
man.
and stuff. It's really, really
You know,
good.
he's older than I am. And he's better.
That has the lick. I tell all my students when teaching guitar, it has the lick that gave me the hardest time, and still to this day I have a hard time playing, which was
Right.
that
I
lick
didn't
right
even try
there
for that lick.
has been
Yeah.
a tough spot for me
noticed.
I just
forever.
skipped it.
I never get it clean because it's so fast. That's not
Yeah.
it. I can't do it.
It's not easy on any of the instruments. But, you know, Slim Richie, you take some solace in this. Slim Richie, very, very fine guitar player, he says, when you leave a hole in the music, it gives you a chance to think of something good to play on the other side of it.
I was thinking about the next song already.
But he said if you leave too big a hole, when you start to play, it better be really good. So,
Next song.
well, how much more have we got going here?
That's
You
your
can
call.
go your call now. You get to call the end of the show now.
You had that
It's all
Oklahoma
up to you.
bound.
Well, also, I'd like to do that festival favorites medley, and then I'd like to close with Home Sweet Home, if that's okay.
I'm good with whatever you want to do.
Okay, we're going to do a medley of, we put our heads together, and they took calls all this last week. And what we're going to play are your favorite tunes. These are the tunes
Most requested.
you requested. So don't give us any grief about it.
That's right.
If you recognize one, you got to jump out of your couch, your recliner, your seat, and yell,
I know that one.
"Hoopla!"
Well, I'll give you a
Huzzah!
hint. I'll give you a hint. Because, you know, on banjo tunes, the only difference in banjo tunes are the titles. So we're going to do Shenandoah Valley Breakdown. Whew. Man, that's a great one.
That's one of my favorites.
Sally Gooden. Oh, man, that's another great one. Bill Cheatham. Buffalo Gals. Devil's Dream and Cripple Creek. All right. And we don't want to get it too fast at first.
You're setting the pace.
couldn't pass up my Roy Clark there.
No, you done good.
I was waiting for a joke. Somebody pop out of the cornfield.
I recognize one of those.
He did, just one.
The one that was in A.
Yeah.
All right, well, let's do one more.
Sure.
Okay.
Now let's do Home Sweet Home
Home Sweet Home.
for all the good folks out
In the
there.
key of C, correct?
C.
Oh, Sonny.
Yeah, that's all
That's
the
all I
Sonny
know.
Osborne I can do. I wish I could do more, but that's this is a popular instrumental for banjo players anyway, because Earl Scruggs did it on his Foggy Mountain Banjo record, Flatt and Scruggs. So, and it's real beautiful the way he played it. And he learned it originally from an older recording of a sort of a novelty song called "The Man Who Wrote Home Sweet Home Never Was a
I was
Married
going to bring
Man."
that up.
I love that song.
Never had a loving wife to beat him with a frying pan.
Yeah. Of course, we don't hold to that. But in there, this banjo player played Home Sweet Home, and Earl heard that and liked it and really polished it up. And we're going to do it. And just once again, for the folks at home listening, what we're going to do, we're going to play this pretty straight ahead, like Earl did it on my part, and Jeremy's going to play it, and John's going to play it. But at the last time through on mine, I play it in sort of a chordal style, and we're all going to join in sort of an ensemble
Sure we are.
effort. And that's just for you folks at home.
That's so that they know
just
when we
reminded
mess
me
it
of
up. That was what was supposed to happen.
Thank you very much
No, thank you.
for having us here. Kitty,
Thank you.
great bass playing, really solid, lots of interesting tones. You know, sometimes bass players get too much into sort of the 1-5 or the root 5. And you play lots of interesting, makes it sound a variety of things. Okay, here we go. Home Sweet Home.
again so much for being with us for another Music Can't Be Quarantined show. I'm so glad to be with you. It was a wonderful night. Again, there are links above to donation spots. We really, really would appreciate your help. This will be on there for the next, I believe, 13 days, 10 days, something like that. So check that out. Again, all the funds raised tonight will go to these two amazing musicians right here. This is great to have them in here. Please, please donate. It is important. And get out there.
Donate $1,000, you get the sweatshirt.
Yeah. Did you know he just raffled off your sweatshirt? Are you cool with that?
I'll be cool, yeah.
Don't forget, we got Big Smith.
That's right. Big Smith in 2
Friday the
weeks. Is it the 12th? We'll have that going on too. So get ready for that. Share it. Get out there and support all your local businesses right now. They need your help. And stay safe. Whatever you do, stay safe. Especially you guys. Stay safe. Okay. Okay, all right.
staying,
You've been
that's for
staying.
sure.
A lot of staying. All right. We'll catch you guys next time. Thanks for joining us for another Music Can't Be Quarantined.